Oh, what is the upskeet, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXWrestleCast. We're on episode 210 of my wrestling recap show, where once a week I go through all the major WWE and AEW shows, give you the recap, give you the review, let you know what's going on storyline-wise, and at the end of the show, I give out my 3 stars of the week, awarding my 3 favorite matches that I witnessed with my eyeballs. And when there's pay-per-views and PLEs, I'll be doing reviews on those in separate episodes. I got 2 from last week. You got Battleground from NXT, AEW's Double or Nothing, and then we got frickin' Money in the Bank right around the corner. This is ridiculous. This is a very, very busy wrestling season, so I will be doing a Money in the Bank review as well, so be on the lookout for that. But let's dive into the weekly recap. We got Monday Night Raw. They're in Tampa, Florida, and we're kicking it off with Rollins and friends in the ring. Heyman putting over Braun Breaker, calling him a badass Terminator. That's a little much. Paul puts over the destructive power of Bronson Reed, and then Heyman calls Seth generous. You know, all that fluffing of the other 2 guys, and all you got for Seth is that he's generous? Weak. Seth angry, the fans are calling him a sellout. Seth claims he's gonna win Money in the Bank and be completely dominant over the WWE. I believe Seth may have gone a little power mad, but a good segment. You know, I like this power trio. I'm just so over the moon that Bronson Reed is back. Very happy. We go now to a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match. It's Penta versus Chad Gable versus Dragon Lee. Oh, damn. We got Penta. Unique 2-for-1 driver dumps Gable right on his noodle. How you doing? Dragon torpedoes himself into Penta, crashing over the table. Gable attacks Vikingo, who is ringside. Gable, sweet 2-for-1 suplex. Vikingo gets revenge with a stiff kick, busting open Chad. Must have got him pretty good. Penta driver pins and qualifies. Bam, Penta will be in Money in the Bank. That's going to be a fun addition right there. Oh, baby. Really good opening matchup. Crowd was loving it. Lots of good action. 7.5 out of that. Now we got Judgment Day in their clubhouse. Roxanne offers Dom nuggies and a shoulder massage. Oh, shit. Well, guess who's back to witness that shoulder rub? It's Liv Morgan. Aw, yeah. She's back from Hollywood. Liv will deal with Roxanne later, but first she must qualify for Money in the Bank. So, yeah, Dom looked like he saw a ghost, and Roxanne, she looked pretty calm, like she knows what she's doing, and she's kind of digging her claws in the Dom. We'll see if Roxanne is able to do to Liv what Liv did to Rhea Ripley. We move on to a slaughtering. It is Rusev versus Tozawa with Maxine. Rusev squashes poor Tozawa with the accolade. Rusev won't let Tozawa go. Out comes Sheamus. Rusev says, "Not today, back away. I will fight another day." Sheamus versus Rusev. That should be pretty good. I'm not very enamored with Rusev's return to WWE so far. It's been a little bit of a, let's call it a wet noodle, but it should get going once he starts fighting Sheamus. Now we got Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura, a couple of comedians interviewed, plugging their Netflix shows or whatever the heck. Bert runs off to see the War Raiders. Bert gets chopped and chants war with the Raiders. Tom is disappointed, and Bert is tomato in color. The guy always rips off his shirt. He is so red because he drinks so much alcohol. Like, oh my goodness, man. Just drink a water. Have a water. World Tag Team Championships on the line. It's New Day, Kofi and Xavier defending against the Creeds and the War Raiders, Ivar and Eric. Triple threat action. We got Eric using Ivar as a weapon to wipe out everybody before the bell. Then the match starts. Brutus Ball to the outside, gets all floor. Not even an attempt to catch the poor guy. God damn, that's gotta hurt. Woods rolls up Julius, grabs the tights, and the New Day retain. A pretty good match. Creed's looking like fools in this one, trying to work with New Day, but New Day just, made him look silly. Ivar, fantastic as always. He is the man. We move on. It is Liv telling Io she's going to cash in on her. Kyrie is offended. She challenges Liv to a match. They'll have a little bit later. But first, Jey Uso cutting a promo, quickly cut off by Gunther. Gunther trash-talking Jay says he's going to choke him out and reclaim the World Heavyweight Championship. Jay tired of everybody counting him out. Jay won't count out Gunther, and he will be ready for a fight. An alright interaction. I'm not sure if Jay, forgot his lines or something. His responses were really slow. Kind of seemed like he was processing, trying to figure out what to say. Didn't come off very good. Now we got Liv Morgan with Raquel versus Kairi Sane. Sane folded with a mean powerbomb on the floor. My goodness, that looked awful. Awfully painful. Liv with the nice top rope code breaker gets a super near fall. Roxanne shows up, upsetting Raquel. Liv distracted. Oblivion misses. She gets rolled up, and Kairi Sane wins. Solid match. Nice selling from Sane. Liv, great as always. She's awesome. Roxanne making things worse for herself with Liv and Raquel. Not going to make things any better with them, that's for sure. And Liv actually ends up getting upset with Raquel in this situation and not Roxanne, which is so maybe it's Raquel that ends up getting squeezed out of Judgment Day. That'd be kind of unfortunate because, she hadn't really been doing anything of note prior to Judgment Day. I hadn't really been a fan of Raquel. I like her story and everything, dealing with that skin disorder that she was dealing with and coming back and all that. That's awesome. It's just that her character is so one note. Even when she's playing the heel that she is right now, she's 90% of the time got a big old smile on her face. I'm like, okay, I'm happy that you're happy, but play the character. Be mean, be angry, and stop smiling, please. All right. We got Women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria announces Becky got herself a rematch for Money in the Bank. Lyra blown away by the size of Becky's ego. Lyra says it's very personal at this point between her and Becky. Lynch joins the chat, calls Lyra's fiance weird. That's fucked up. She's like, my husband's hot, and your fiance's all weird and shit. And she didn't say that, but pretty much. Becky claims if she loses, she will never challenge for Lyra's title again. Heard that one before. If Becky wins, Lyra has to raise Becky's hands in victory. Lyra confidently accepts. She's beaten her, twice now? So, I don't know, man. This one kind of feels like it might go Becky's way at this point. Or shenanigans. Maybe the weird fiance gets involved. I don't know. We move on. Karrion Kross yells at Sami Zayn that he is never going to win the big title. Zayn says, this ain't over. He doesn't have time. He has to go for his main event triple threat match for the Money in the Bank qualifier match. Rollins versus Sami Zayn versus Finn Balor. Holy jumping, that is a main event match. We got Sami. Superplex then gets flattened by a Seth frog splash. Finn misses the coup de grace, gets stomped by Seth, who's immediately haluva kicked by Sami. Freaking awesome. Thumbs up. Zayn pins, but Breakker is there and pulls out Sami. Remember, there's no disqualifications. Jey Uso brawls with Breakker. Bronson and Breakker wreck Uso. Dom arrives. He slides a chair in for Finn. Seth stomps Finn on said chair, and Rollins wins and qualifies for Money in the Bank. Oh dear. Very good main event. Lots of consistent action. A couple of creative spots. Great finish. Love that finish. 7.5 out of 10. And then CM Punk does a drive-by GTSing to Rollins, runs into the crowd for a chaotic finish to the show, and a good Raw in Tampa to finish out the weekend there. Gunther continues hunting Jay, which is fine. Their interaction wasn't the best, but they got some chemistry. Rollins hunting for ultimate power. He gets a step closer now that he's qualified for Money in the Bank. We'll see if they pull that trigger. My theory is that Joe Hendry will make an entrance into Money in the Bank, win Money in the Bank, and use it to reclaim the TNA Championship. That's where I think they're going to go with it, but we'll see. Becky gets another shot at the Intercontinental Championship. Should be a good match. They got good chemistry and some pretty good wrestling throughout. Liv Morgan is back. That's awesome. Looking forward to the Judgment Day storyline that's going to play out between Roxanne, Liv, and even Raquel looks like she's kind of getting in on this. I like it. 7 out of 10. We'll go now to NXT. They're at home in Orlando, Florida. We're kicking it off with an NXT North American Championship match. It's Ricky Saints defending against Ethan Page. Brawling starts before the bell. Extra security prevents shenanigans until Ava comes out, says let him fight, but like it was so confusing. Like I did not like the security being out there. They were just getting in the way. Anyway, Ethan gets speared over the announce table. Ethan's cutter, Ethan delivers a cutter throat first onto a chair. You know, he's got the chair fucking propped up, and yeah, that was pretty nasty. Looked awesome. Thumbs up. Ego's edge connects, but Ricky able to kick out of that. Ethan slams Ricky's throat across the ropes, hits another twisted grin cutter thingy, pins, and we got ourselves a new North American champion. Oh my goodness, it's Ethan Page again. Didn't take long for Ethan to reclaim gold. Lots of heart in this match from Ricky. The chair cutter, that was an awesome little spot right there. The security was annoying, just got in the way, didn't really provide anything to the match. If they were going to do that, they should have made it a falls count anywhere match, something like that. Maybe that's where they're going to go with their next meeting, but this was a good match. 7 out of 10. Now we got Briggs. He is very happy that Inamura is back in NXT, and so am I. Inamura shooting for the tag team titles, and he's teasing something even bigger. Don't really know. Is he teasing possibly a singles run? Like what? I don't know. You really only have a couple options, so I'm guessing so. We got Mike Santana in NXT. He's going up against Tavion Heights with no quarter catch crew. Santana, nice rolling cutter, gets a near fall. Heights runs into the mean Santana crescent kick. Santana's facebuster spinning lariat combo grabs his first win in the WWE. It was a solid match, nothing crazy. We got Kale and Uriah. They do not listen to Mr. Chase and decide to take more risks. They ask Ava for a match, and they get one next week versus Dark State. Mr. Chase is pissed. We got Tony D has a sit down with Luca. Dawn questioning Luca's decision-making at Battleground, which ended up costing the Dawn the match. Luca claims he can be trusted. Dawn knows something stinks about Luca's story, and yeah, I agree, it does stink. Luca is definitely working with Stax, and there is, I guess Luca may be doing some inside scouting, if you will. All right, we move on. New TNA champion, can't believe this, Trick Williams, cutting a promo. Trick calling out the Hendry fans as stupid. Trick claims he will be the greatest TNA champion of all time. Trick Willie is turning his back on the fans and leaving for TNA, so allegedly leaving NXT behind for a little bit. He'll be back. Trick will now call his new home Trick NA. I like that. Pretty good. TNA's Mike Santana has some thoughts about this. Trick tells Santana to fall in line. Santana is pissed. He calls Trick a pretender. TNA GM Santino Marella announces Trick defends versus Santana next week. Really good heel work right here from Mr. Trick NA. I like the TNA flavor to it. Very well done. Thumbs up for Trick. Now we got Ava telling Stephanie Vacour she needs a tag team partner for tonight, and it will be Lola Vice who steps into that role. Okie dokie. Now we got Jada Paka versus Tatum Paxley. Jada throws one of Tatum's dolls, nails Hypnotic for a quick win. Okay match. I was really hoping for more out of Paxley in this one. She did not do much. Thea Hale jumps Jada after the match. Zarya and Ruka offer Tatum a friendly shoulder to lean on, I guess, while the Culling lurk in the background. So, Culling and Tatum Paxley, that's a match right there. I'm surprised that they didn't go with her initially, because she's kind of the loose cannon, a little bit crazy, a little unhinged. Yeah, I think she would work really nicely in the Culling. We'll see how long it takes for them to get her over there. Now we got Dante Chen versus Jasper Troy. Troy Black Hole Slam grabs a dominant win. Oba appears. He tells Troy his 5 seconds of fame are all Oba. It's all Oba. I like it. Miles Bourne argues with Charles Dempsey that he is ready for the big stage. Bourne challenges Dempsey to a match. If he wins, Miles can leave. No quarter catch crew. Dempsey's like, okie dokie. We move on. It is Ethan Page celebrating his big title win, and that is cut short by Javon Evans. Javon challenges Ethan to a title match at Worlds Collide. Paige says, "How about no, ugly?" Fucking rude. Javon brings out Triple A's Laredo Kid. Kid challenges also to make it a triple threat match. Javon has one more surprise. It's Ray Phoenix. We got a big old pop for Ray right here. Hell yeah. Phoenix makes it 4, so that's a fatal 4-way for the North American Championship. They'll do that at Worlds Collide. That could steal the show. We'll see. Now is the main event. NXT Women's Championship. Stephanie Vacour defends against JC Jane with Fatal Influence. Vacour, a nice 619 diving clothesline combo. Jane pushed into Fallon, sparking an argument, leading to Nyx being shoved down. And I thought Jasmine Nyx got released, but she is here, so there you go. Nyx ends up leaving. Steph wipes out Fatal Influence with a dive. Fallon, 619, cheap shot to Steph. Jane with the rolling forearm pins, and new NXT champion. It's JC Jane? What? JC Jane shocks the world, defeating Stephanie Vaquer. Whoa. A pretty good match, obviously with a shocking finish. Even the ring announcer was like, what? What the fuck? I don't know how many, they might have called this one on the fly. I have no idea, but the reactions looked very, very genuine, and yeah, I was shocked. 7 out of 10, good enough match, but damn, that was a shock. And what is next for Stephanie Vacour? It looks like she's going to be moving up to the main roster like Julia and Roxanne, which is fine because the women's division in NXT is absolutely loaded, quite possibly overloaded, and Raw and SmackDown could use a little help. Get some new faces up there, and they're already doing that. So where does Stephanie land? She's going to be on Raw. She's going to be on SmackDown. We'll find out. I think she's on Raw, actually. I think they said something. Anyway, I think she's on Raw. Anyway, can Fatal Influence keep it together for Jane's title run? Because they've been kind of at each other's throats, even throughout this match. Nick's getting dropped, and she walks away. So, yeah, they're already on life support. A championship win will definitely help with that, but for how long? We'll have to wait and see. Solid show with 2 unexpected title changes. Freaking wacky. Jasper Troy targeted by Oba, so he's getting a big push. Big fatal 4-way made for Worlds Collide. Enjoying Trick's heel run as the TNA champion. Didn't expect that, but yeah, 6 out of 10 for NXT. Pretty alright. And we'll go to SmackDown. In Knoxville, Tennessee, we got hometown Bianca Belair gets a big hometown pop. Bianca puts over the Fanes. Naomi ruins the moment, bringing up the drama yet again. Naomi wants forgiveness and wants to fix all the wrongs that she has done. Naomi admits to breaking into Bianca's parents' house and having a little look around, a little B&E, a little break and enter. Naomi looked through Belair's family albums. That's fucked up. Bianca, rightfully upset, tells Naomi to beat it. Naomi threatens to put Bianca in a wheelchair like her mom. This summons Jade Cargill. Brawling begins. Jade quickly drops Naomi. I don't like Naomi looking for sympathy in this segment here. I want forgiveness, blah, blah, blah. But then she, I guess kind of like she was pretending, but not really. It didn't come off that way. Like it was all just a ruse, but just stick with the pure heel stuff. I like the, I'm going to put you in a wheelchair like your mom. That's the heel stuff I'm looking for out of Naomi. So keep that up. No sympathy. I don't want that. All right, we move on. Triple threat Money in the Bank qualifying match. It's Naomi versus Jade Cargill versus Nia Jax. Jade catch and slam plus a nice black hole slam. Very popular move right now. Nia, nasty top rope leg drop on Naomi. We get a near fall there. Jaded out of nowhere. Nia breaks up the pin. Nia with a double diving crossbody. Wow. Nia hits the Tower of Doom. Then hits Jade with an Annihilator. Naomi struggles, but eventually rolls up Nia and steals away the win. It's Naomi qualifying for Money in the Bank. Good opening matchup. Jade, nice performance. The finish was a little sloppy, but they got there. All right, it's R-Truth challenges Solo's husky son, JC Mateo, to a match in hilarious R-Truth fashion. And I saw this week that, now, I can't confirm this because I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff, but I've heard that R-Truth has been released by the WWE. They won't be putting him on TV anymore for the remainder of his contract, which is like 2 or 3 months. And I'm like, yo, that can't be true. They're not going to do R-Truth that dirty. I saw the tweet from R-Truth thanking the fans and doing all like the, I'm going away kind of tweet. And I'm like, oh my goodness, is this actually happening? I really hope not. You better not be doing R-Truth dirty like that. He's a treasure. He's an absolute treasure. So you cherish that treasure and you do everything that R-Truth wants. Okay, so we get Chelsea Green trying to cover her face after the vicious Zelina Vega 619 last week that apparently broke her nose. Green wants Zelina stripped of the title. Aldis declines, instead makes a match, Fire versus Vega. So Green not getting what she wants again. We got Tiffany Stratton again says if anyone cashes in on her, it'll be a big ol' mistake. Naomi appears, says she will do whatever, whoever, whenever, whatever she wants. Alexa Bliss appears, warns Tiffy to worry about her instead of Naomi. Everyone picking on Tiffy right now. Not a lot of love towards Io's side of things, so, I don't know, more people should start challenging Io. It is R-Truth versus JC Mateo with Solo Sikoa, which this could possibly be R-Truth's last match. Truth can't get JC up for the FU. He gets flattened. Tour of the Islands, and JC wins. Whatever match. Solo goes to spike Truth. Out comes Jimmy Uso for the save. Jimmy clobbered by JC, but Solo wants to talk to Jimmy. So a little bit of miscommunication right there. Whoopsie daisy. And yeah, I hope we see R-Truth again, man. Oh, buddy. Or he like at least do like, I don't know, like he should, I don't know what he wants to do. He can do whatever the heck he wants. If he wants to be done, he could be done, but I think he should be, a producer backstage. Help people, get funny segments over. Like, learn how to connect to the crowd with comedy. Because is there anyone better than R-Truth? Come on, nah. All right, tag team champion Street Profits say they will defend versus anybody. Out comes Fraxium, who finally got a theme. They're not mixing, playing Nathan's theme and then slide. No, they actually got a singular theme. It only took them like a year and a half. Fuck. All right, Fraxium want to run it back once again since the Wyatts ruined their match last week. So, I mean, rightfully so. Motor City Machine Guns enter the chat also wanting a title shot, and of course, DIY want in on this action. Chris tells Candice to shut up, which makes me giggle. She does shut up. DIY claim the tag division is dead, and a moment of silence shall be held. And that silence is not held. Lights go out, the Wyatts appear, and they start clearing out the ring. Wyatts would also like a shot at said titles. I'm assuming. They didn't say so, but it looks like it. And this tag team division is fucking stacked right now. They could really use a little help over there on Monday Night Raw. Maybe get one of these teams, because, I mean, I love the chemistry of these 4 teams, but now you got the Wyatts in there as well. 5 is not usually, they don't do 5-way matches usually, so we'll see what happens here. We got new North American champion Ethan Page joining commentary to watch Berto and Garza with Santos versus Rey Fenix and Javon Evans. Los Garza hit the cool Santos special cutter thingy, get a near fall. Javon hits a big air swanton bomb off of the ring post to the outside. Freaking awesome. Thumbs up. Ethan Page enraged. He gets laid out by Javon. Ethan shoves Javon off of the top. Los Garza tag finisher, pins and wins. Really good match and some awesome high flying right there. Get a nice cameo from the NXT guys and a win for Los Garzas. About freaking time. Those guys are a great little tag team. 7.5 out of 10. Now we got Zelina Vega versus Alba Fire with Chelsea and Piper. Piper trips up poor innocent Zelina. Alba long distance swanton gets a near fall. Green attempts to smack Zelina with the face mask. Instead, she hits Piper instead. Oh, shit. Zelina, Code Red, pins and wins. It's an okay match. Again, I was hoping for more out of Zelina so far. She's been a little shaky since she's won the championship, so I don't know. Maybe I'm getting proved wrong right here about Zelina, but I'm still a believer. We got Miz and Mello arguing over who's in charge. Mello wants to take charge. Miz smiles, but he is clearly pissed off, so we'll see how much longer, what the fuck do they call themselves? I don't even know, but they might be on life support. We got Damian Priest tells us what's next. One word, championships. Damien respects Jacob Fatu winning the title, but doesn't respect the crew that Fatu runs with. Fatu comes out, little stare down with Priest. Priest targeting the U.S. title. Sounds good. Have fun. That should be fine. Now we got a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier. It's Jacob Fatu versus Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes with The Miz. Miz assisting Melo with Fatu a little bit. Jacob ends Miz with a hip attack into the barricade, and that barricade did not go yet. Fatu misses a hip attack, and he crashes hard through the barricade. Holy he sent himself. He goes all in. Thumbs up for that. Solo and JC stroll out to cheer on Fatu, allegedly. Melo, nice timing, nails nothing but net, gets a near fall. Andrade, 2 back elbows to Melo. Everybody is down. Fatu moonsault. JC and Solo demand Fatu to do another one. Jimmy Uso hit and run on the bloodline. During all this ruckus, Andrade nails the message on Melo and qualifies for Money in the Bank. Oh, I called that. At the beginning of the match. I'm like, yo, watch it. Andrade's going to win this, and boom, there it is. Slow start, strong finish. Hell yeah to Andrade. Fucking love that guy. He's definitely hasn't caught any traction since he's returned. He's trying. We'll see if Money in the Bank will help him. 7 out of 10. Fatu mega pissed at the bloodline for screwing up his Money in the Bank chances. And again, how much longer is Fatu going to put up with this? He's going to break off and do his own thing. It's kind of looking that way. Now we got LA Knight, cutting a promo, confident he will win Money in the Bank. Mr. Black interrupts, taking the wind out of Knight's sails, and nothing much there. We got Cody Rhodes, big pop in Knoxville. Cody reflects about his title reign and the final boss's offer. You know, I wonder if he didn't say it, but I wonder if he was like, maybe I should have taken that offer. Anyway, Cody will not hesitate with John Cena ever again. Cody surprises the crowd with a yeet down with Jey Uso. John Cena arrives to yuck the yum, calling Cody and Jey wannabes. John brought his partner for Money in the Bank. It's Logan Paul. Of course it is. Cena says Logan doesn't need to pay his dues. He's just awesome. Logan claims he should be the champion. Jey just got lucky at Saturday night's main event. Logan using John's catchphrases. Jey wants to fight right now. John and Logan argue about it. Cody makes a peacemaker joke, and it is on like the Donkey Kong. Brawling begins. Cody and Jey easily take out the bad men. And that's the show. A very long, padded out SmackDown. I will say it every time. I hate the 3-hour SmackDown. It is doing no benefits to the show. They're just padding it out. Like this last segment, for example. You got 15, 20 minutes of entrances. You got Jey Uso quadruple yeet down. Like, they're padding this show so much. There is no reason for it to be 3 hours. Cut it down to 2. 2 hours is enough. More than enough. 3 hours is ridiculous. I hate it. All right. Some good matches. I don't like both brand champions not defending at Money in the Bank. Instead, they're going to shove them in a tag team match, and that's a big thumbs down for me, man. I hate when they do that. Money in the Bank is a big deal, man. Like, you should be defending your championships. That's a miss. 5 out of 10 for SmackDown. Pretty weak, very boring, and way too long. Way too long. All right, let's go to the land of AEW. We got Dynamite in El Paso, Texas. And we got the men's Owen Cup tournament winner, Hangman Adam Page, is interviewed. Hangman thanks his opponent, Will Ospreay, for bringing the fire back into the Hangman. Adam returns the Owen Championship back to Shivani. Hangman wants to focus on the world title now. Adam promises to win the AEW Championship back and bring prestige to it again. Swerve Strickland makes his way to the ring. Swerve wants answers to why the Bucks messed up Swerve's title match for Hangman. So the Bucks, just like that, they screwed up Swerve's chances, and then they announced, like, we did this for Adam Page. And yeah, so what the fuck is that about? Page says he wouldn't have done it, or he would have done it himself. He didn't need the Bucks' help. Swerve claims bullshit, tensions are very, very high. Out comes Ospreay to calm things down. Ospreay backs up Hangman, says he cares about AEW. He proved it in that match. Ospreay wants all three of them to work together to help Hangman win and take out the Death Riders. Swerve blows up, does not like that idea, and he storms off. Adam also hates this idea, says he won't work with Swerve. Good segment. Ospreay, bro, you got to get everybody on the same page, or Hangman's got no chance. I mean, if it's just Hangman and Ospreay, Death Rider's got 5 fucking people. There's going to be no chance. So I don't like it. We move on. Mixed trios tag team match. It's Shafir, Moxley, and Gabe Kidd with the Death Riders versus Willow, Bailey, and Briscoe. Kidd hums Bailey onto the timekeeper's table. Kidd spits on Willow. What? I was going to knock his ass out for that's fucked up. Don't spit on people, and especially don't spit on women. Commander, out of nowhere, runs the ropes, wipes out Claudio. That was awesome. Thumbs up. Moxley with the paradigm shift chokes out Briscoe with the bulldog choke, and the Death Riders win. Pretty solid match. Willow and Shafir, pretty good performance. I like those two. Kidd, he was really aggressive, so that fits in with the Death Riders formula. I'll take Kidd over Yuta. I'll take anybody over Yuta. Usual Death Rider shenanigans throughout. Bleh. We got Ricochet finally noticing that everyone in AEW has a group. Ricochet is now on the hunt for some cronies, perhaps an all-bald group. That could be really fun. Call them Bald is Beautiful. All right, no DQ tag team match up next. It is Anna Jay and Harley Cameron versus Penelope Ford and Megan Bayne, the Megasis, the Mega Pegasus. Anna smacks Bayne with a piece of wood. Harley using a metal pipe, doing some damage. Bayne Death Valley drivers Anna through a table. How you done? Bayne takes a chair shot to the dome. Power bammed off of the apron through a fucking table. Damn, thumbs up for that. Harley takes a header into the steps. Her mouth is all bloodied and busted open. Jay with the gory bomb onto a chair. Bayne makes the save. Bayne follows that up with a Fate's Descent on the chair. Harley is there to make the save. And then, not a great-looking Doomsday Device, Bayne and Ford win. A good fight, some solid weapon usage, couple of busted tables, and we get some blood. 7 out of 10. Now it's the Trios Championship match. It is the Ops, Samoa Joe, Shibata, and Hobbs defending against the Frat House, Vance, Carter, and Garrison. Jameson hits Hobbs with a paddle. It does absolutely nothing. Hobbs spinebuster, and the Ops retain in squash fashion. But it was an entertaining squash at least. Jameson talking shit before the match. I love that guy. And Frat House, man, you should be using these guys more. I would love to see these guys on regular basis, making fun of the fans, getting over. They got a great gimmick. Use them. All right, it's Renee's interview with Jamie Hayter. Ask her what's next. The lights go out. Hayter is attacked by Thekla. She's from New Japan, so that's probably going to set up some Forbidden Door matchup in the future. Cool. TNT Championship match now. Lots of championships on the line. Adam Cole defends against Kyle Fletcher with Don Callis family. Kyle rocks Cole with a powerbomb and I swear 40 scoop slams. Cole super kick nails a Panama Sunrise. Cole goes to lower the boom but gets attacked by Josh Alexander. The match is disqualified and the beatdown commences. Brody King arrives with a chair scaring off the bad men. Match was getting good, but then it ended in unfortunate fashion. Kyle and Adam brawl backstage. Adam tells Kyle, he's a dead man. You're a dead man. All right, sounds good. And we got Brody King versus Josh Alexander. Josh leaking from his head. It could have been from Brody landing on him on the German suplex. Not really sure, but there's blood. Brody, vicious lariat, equally vicious driver, grabs the win. Very physical matchup, tons of stiff chops, 7 out of 10. And I'm thinking, has Josh Alexander won that many matches? I think he's around 50-50, but I don't know. He doesn't look all that threatening the way I thought he was going to be when he got here. Now it's the winner of the Women's Owen Finals. Mercedes Moné brags about yet another victory and another championship to add. Timeless Tony joins the chat. Tony is curious what has taken so long for them to meet in the ring. I know. Moné is taking her time collecting all the belts. Tony discussing the similar roads that she and Moné have taken to get to where they are. Tony and Moné ready to tear shit up at All In. Moné and Tony shake hands. It's a trick. Tony gives Moné a good old sniff. Moneymaker is attempted. A Storm Zero is attempted. Both escape. Nice little tease for All In. Really good segment here with some great lines dropped. Can't wait for more. I want a interaction every single week between these two until they fight, and then more after that. Thumbs up. And that's the show. Solid Dynamite after Double or Nothing. Couple of good matches, no bangers though. I am not feeling great for Hangman's chances to beat Death Riders alone. Even with Swerve and Ospreay, they're still outnumbered, so I don't know about that. The Storm Monet interaction, really good. Looking forward to more of that. 6.5 out of 10. All right, and we'll finish it off with Collision. Sadly, I did not get to watch it this week. I was so far behind with all the extra pay-per-views this week, so I just could not squeeze it in. They started off with Claudio defeating Commander in a match. That was probably pretty decent. And then, so to go on top of the Strickland Ospreay Hangman situation, they go in on that, and Ospreay asking Strickland what's up. They were walking backstage at Dynamite, and Swerve wanted to clarify his relationship with Hangman, saying that he owned up to what he did and that he did deserve what Hangman did to him. But that doesn't mean that they are friends. Ospreay walked up and asked the question, who is the bigger threat right now? Is it the Death Riders or is it Hangman? Swerve didn't like this, and he really didn't like when Ospreay said that Hangman was the best wrestler in the world right now. Swerve reminded Ospreay that he beat Ospreay too. Ospreay and Swerve broke into a brawl and they were separated. So, yeah, that's not looking good for these guys getting along with each other. Move on to the next match. Don Callis family, Takeshita, Rocky Romero, and Trent Beretta defeating the Paragon, O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and Tomohiro Ishii. I swear I've seen this match 1,000 times, but it was probably pretty damn good. Then we get Okada defeats Anthony Bowens. And Anthony Bowens, I'm not really into the 5-tool player rebranding. I like Anthony Bowens, and I think he could be something, but I just don't like this 5-tool player thing. I don't know. It's not hitting for me. He's not winning big matches here, so that's not great. All right, what else do we got? Lexi Nair was with Daniel Garcia backstage, and they talked about the difficult loss he faced at Double or Nothing. Don Callis walked up as Matt Menard was trying to encourage him, and Callis offered Garcia a spot in the Don Callis family. Please take it, saying that Garcia has not been mentored well by Menard. Agreed. Garcia said he was tired of old men trying to tell him what to do and how to handle his career. Callis said that he was an old man, but he was a rich old man, and that he wanted Garcia to do something he hadn't done for a long time. So yeah, I really hope that Garcia goes back to the Don Callis family, because I am not a fan of what he's been doing on his own. We got Tony Schiavone in the ring with FTR. Nigel McGuinness puts the Shatter Machine over, saying that he had difficulty breathing for 4 days after their match. McGuinness hoped that they would honor their agreement that their grudge was over and they would not touch Tony Schiavone or McGuinness again. Hathaway buries McGuinness, saying that he belonged behind the announcer's desk before challenging any team from Mexico to a match on Dynamite since they were in El Paso. Okay. Atlantis Jr. and Templario answered the challenge, coming down to the ring. FTR said they respected the Luchadors, but they were Lucha Libre legends themselves, having won titles in Mexico before. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so they'll probably have a match at Forbidden Door. We get Mina Shirakawa defeating Sky Blue in a singles match. Not really surprised. The Gates of Agony defeat Aerospace. That's Kaminari and Cosmo Orion. Sounds like a squash match. Lost Faction and Rouge Strelistico and the Beast Mortos defeating Top Flight. Come on, Top Flight. You guys got to win something. Anyway, Strelistico, La Faction, and Goblin attacked by Top Flight and Fox after the bell, but Mike Bailey and Commander run down to make the save, driving LFI from the ring. Mark Briscoe cuts a promo back in his home with his ring. Okay, so he's back home, saying that his son thought he quit on Dynamite when he passed out in the Bulldog choke. Oh my. Briscoe said that he couldn't take that, saying that he would never quit and that he wanted Moxley in a one-on-one match. Not for the title, but for pride, and proving to his kids that he is not a quitter. He told Moxley to man up. This was reminiscent of those great Briscoe promos in Ring of H. Very good. Yeah, man, I think Briscoe versus Moxley, that'd be good. That could be really good, especially if they make it no DQ, lots of blood. Oh, yeah. Mascarada Dorada defeated Hechicero in a match. That'd probably be pretty decent. And then that's it. That's the fight. All right. So AEW Fyter Fest card update here. You got Jon Moxley versus Mark Briscoe. La Faction LFI versus Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Commander. You got Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Julia Hart and Sky Blue. FTR versus Atlantis Jr. and Templario. Thekla's in-ring debut. You're going to get AEW International Championship, Omega versus Claudio. And, versus Brody King versus Mascara Dorado. So that is going to be a fatal four-way. Ooh, that'll be a damn fine match right there. And that's Collision. It actually sounded like it'd be a pretty decent Collision. Sadly, I just did not have time to get it all in this week, y'all. I apologize, but let's finish it off now with the 3 stars of the week, which are where? I have them around here somewhere. 3 stars. There they are. So this does include Double or Nothing and what the hell was the other one called? The NXT Battlegrounds. So there we go. So got to shout out Jamie Hayter versus Mercedes Moné. It is a stacked 3 stars this week, I will say. Moné's that finals match was excellent. Really strong chemistry between Hayter and Moné. I would love to see these two fight again, but in typical AEW fashion, they are moving right on to the next thing and just leaving a lot of meat on the bone still available with those two. But it was an awesome matchup, great finals for the women, good enough for a shout out, but in most weeks it would be a top, like, 2nd or 1st star for sure. 3rd star goes to Okada versus Bailey at Double or Nothing for the Intercontinental or the Continental Championship. I love Mike Bailey's run so far in AEW. He's been phenomenal, having just banger after banger after banger. Really enjoyed his chemistry with Okada, and it was a delightful match. Good enough for the 3rd star. 2nd star goes to Ospreay versus Hangman and the Owen Cup final at Double or Nothing. Another match of the year candidate between these two. I feel like they've already had a couple of meetings that were match of the year candidates, and probably not my favorite meeting between these two. It was still very, very good. Really hard to follow it up after Anarchy in the Arena to have just kind of a singles match, but they were able to get it done. It was a long match, but the pacing was really good. Lots of nice near falls, very hard hitting strikes throughout. Good enough for the 2nd star, but I'm giving the 1st star to Anarchy in the Arena, the Elite, and fucking Death Riders versus a million other guys. So entertaining. Love the beginning of the match where they play I'm so excited, and they're just having fun with it at first, and then, like, I just love that they were not afraid to get funny, but then it got extreme, man. Like, they started playing Let the Bodies Hit the Floor, arguably played it way too many times, but well. But wait, there's so many big spots, big crashes, blood. There was a lot to enjoy out of this match. The fit, like, this could have gone on last. With the winners being the good guys, they definitely could have had this in the main event. I wouldn't have been pissed off, but it was a delightfully fun match and very well paced. Might have been the best pacing to an Anarchy in the Arena, where, you know, as in the name is, it can be a little archaic, where there's fighting going around all over the place and it's hard to keep track of everything. I thought they did a really good job with it this time around, not missing a lot, and the wrestlers did really good as well, getting from spot to spot, which cannot be easy, the amount of spots they did. I thought they were in the right places at the right times. I was very, very impressed. So that's my favorite match of the week, and that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. You the best. You want to be even more of the best, though, make sure you're reviewing, sharing the podcast around wherever you're listening to it. You could drop comments on Spotify. You want a question answered live on the pod, anything about wrestling, video games, or hacky, drop a comment on Spotify. I upload all these episodes to the YouTube channel, Gamer GX Videos. You can go over there and subscribe, check it out, drop a comment on one of the videos, and there's Twitter. You can send a message there as well. And yeah, if you have any episode suggestions for the GamerCast, and speaking of the GamerCast, we just did, what the hell episode did I just do? Clear Obscure Expedition 33 review. Gotta be, it's my top game of the year so far. It's absolutely incredible in pretty much every category, so if you need more convincing to play that game, go check out that episode. In terms of what we're doing this week with the GamerCast, it's a toss-up between a Switch, like the Nintendo Switch kind of retrospective. The Switch 2 is imminent. It is just a few days away, so I would like to discuss how awesome the Switch was and my favorite games, the big games that I haven't gotten to yet, the best selling, all this stuff. So we could do that, or it's going to be, I'm not really close to Final Fantasy VIII being done, so I don't think I'll have that. I'm not done Death Stranding yet. I could still play some more rhythm games. So yeah, it kind of looks like we're going to do a Switch episode this week. That sounds like a good one for me, so be on the lookout for that. HockeyCast, we got the Stanley Cup final start on Wednesday. So tomorrow I'll preview that final series, a rematch from last year, which I'm a big fan of. I love when that happens. And so yeah, we'll take a look at that, talk about some of the news, what's going around the league, and hopefully get started on the off-season breakdowns of all 32 teams, discussing what they should do, where they're going to go, and the future, and all that stuff for all the teams. So we'll hopefully get that started tomorrow. And of course, the WrestleCast, the WrestleCast. We'll have the recap, and I believe Money in the Bank is this weekend, so I'll have a pay-per-view review out for Money in the Bank. That's really my only big prediction for Money in the Bank that I can think of right now is Joe Hendry gets into the Money in the Bank. Rather an injury, surprise entrance, something like that. I think Joe Hendry wins the men's Money in the Bank, cashes in, gets his TNA championship back, and boom, you boost up TNA a little bit and do something a little different with Money in the Bank, because a buddy of mine told me that Triple H is not a fan of booking Money in the Banks. He does not like it. So I hope this isn't going to be the ending of Money in the Bank as we know it. I hope that's not true, because I fucking love Money in the Bank. I get that it's, they've had so many of them. It's probably pretty difficult to come up with creative storylines and creative uses and so on and so forth, but it's Money in the Bank, man. It's become iconic with WWE, so I don't think it's going anywhere, but let me know what you think is going to go down at Money in the Bank. I can't even tell you off the top of my head who's in the women's one right now. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. Alexa Bliss is in there, but oh well. Anyway, we'll be doing a review on that, so be on the lookout for that. And there we go, everybody. Another episode down. One more time, thank you the best, and we'll be back again with some out GX Plus Case.